Hello everybody and welcome to the last episode of Supreme Ruler 2020 as Vietnam. It's been some short, if you want to call it short amount of time, as on March 26, 2029, it's time to have one final all-out war. And what better way than to start the invasion of Cambodia. Now I could have just choose Cambodia and just declare war, but why don't I go with one more level of, I suppose you could call me whatever you want, but I'm deciding why not just enter their territory without any transit treaties. So with that, keep these on full, and before I start, I do have a few building projects. Our economy is somewhat high, only after some match of buying bonds and loans and repurchasing a few of those, and a few building projects including all the nuclear power plants finished, all the dams repaired and ready. But now let's get to war. And of course, I'm gonna go even further than just trying to unite the Indochina and Southeast Asia area, which I'll go into a bit later. But without further ado, time to go to war. With us as the aggressor, of course. But, anyway. Entrench, and sure enough, triggers war. And our relations are terrible with everybody else. It's to be expected. But, now we're going to move forward, and because of the rather enormous number of units that are everywhere, not just ourselves, but even our borders and allies, quote-unquote, the frame rate might be a bit of a, somewhat of an issue. In the meantime, though, I gotta stop the Cambodian counterattack by having the Air Force move in, increase spending, blah 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 blah. I'm not gonna touch that at all. So let the AI do what they can here, along with the Air Force providing massive support. I do have some extra reinforcements coming in, slowly, most of which though are by the border with Laos. But that's just what I'm going to do, because I'm going to go to war with them as well. No breaking, not gonna break any of the ties whatsoever, which I could do very soon. Or actually, yeah, I'll do that once March 28th, I guess, begins. That's where I break my ties with Laos. And such. Or I could just outright declare war. Yeah, I could just outright declare war if I want to. But for now, we're just gonna go to small advances into Cambodia. And it's gonna be rather slow. One other note is that we finally ranked up in technology. We're now tech level 89. And got some stuff. And the only thing we got is legalized controlled substance, which will increase healthcare and law enforcement. Not by much. And of course, UN controls military advisors, UN expulsion, blah 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 blah. Figure that's gonna happen, and I really don't care. I really don't. But for now, let's just try and get to this village, and just to be safe. Well, I don't need any more recon, but I'll leave you two. I think they're in the land fabrications here, and just stand by. Once we get a little too close, that's where I would cancel any more intelligence. And we just lost that because I didn't put any garrisons there, but we have garrisons by the dam, and that should slow down some of the Cambodian advances. In the meantime, I got a submarine that's going to patrol these waters just to make sure we don't have to deal with any Cambodian Navy, whatever they have that is, become an annoyance. Sadly though, this village is not going to fall yet. We're going to be taking a lot more casualties than I would like. That's to be expected, but at least we kind of have numbers on our side. As despite our new tech, we are quite behind in the tech level tree. the most advanced is Texas, second to Japan, and we at tech level 89 are all the way here, right between Montenegro and Papua New Guinea. So that's kind of one thing. United Nations relations, blah blah blah, I really don't care. England, of course, has no money in the treasury again, pretty much as usual anyway, when you look at the rest of the world. Zero progress here, not a lot of progress in Mexico's counterattacks or anything, although Texas has invaded Utah, rather interestingly, but they had just stopped. Got all this stuff going on here, and Africa, there's really nothing. And, of course, Burkina Faso is still around, despite being surrounded. Now, have we taken that yet? Not quite. But I will have the Air Force just provide help against all the Cambodian counterattack. As best as we can, though. But now it's time to go to war again on another front by invading Laos. So with that, we're gonna invade Laos now, and the frame rate's dropped a bit. Everything's moving slowly. That's kind of to be expected. But at least now we're on two main fronts to unite the Indochina lands at least. But I gotta get the armies in there. I need to conquer that, but this area is now really not gone well. Yeah, even though we were close to capturing that village, but oh well. I got garrisons here. I could bring in more of the Air Force to primarily help with the Cambodian front. Laos is something I'm not exactly worried about, as we have quite a large number of troops. But it could always cause me to bite back of what I just said. Ah well. Also, I could technically try to go to war with Hong Kong if I want to and just conquer them, but let's see, I got 1 infantry, lots of AA units, heavy supply trucks. Yeah, this is not really the type of force to try and invade Hong Kong. So that's out of the question. Bring in the Air Force once again. And we're just gonna wait a little bit. And the front line here has stabilized. We're now getting some extra needed supplies. But we really need to take Vang, and so that we can halt any more attempts by the Cambodians to counterattack. Though that will require my Air Force to provide help. Even though they only have 3 APCs, it's proving rather difficult to break some of their forces. Or wipe them out, I should say. Warfront here is somewhat stable, although we have split Laos in half in this one narrow corner and dealing with any of their own counterattacks, including one unit that's right behind our lines. The Navy doesn't really have much to do since Laos is landlocked. Cambodia doesn't really have much of a navy anyway. Although most of my navy is just gonna bombard a certain shore, and I cannot take these for some reason. Oh right, because they're under Thailand's control, my bad. That's our next objective eventually, because I have troops on the border with Thailand. Although it does look like Thailand might be a little bit more difficult, but so what. But we are making progress. We finally took that village, and having the rest of the units just gather in there, along with a few armies that need to get over here as well, with the Air Force providing help. And that unit that was behind these units has been taken out. Next up for these units is to conquer this village, this town here. After that, I'll just let the AI do whatever they want. Oh, and I need to get some of my spies out of there. I don't want them killed, so your missions are over. Head on home. In the meantime, I guess I'll have this T-90... I don't know. I really don't know what to do with him, just let him do what he wants. Now as for this war front, better cross this bridge. These units can just sit here. I don't know what these aircraft are doing. But we're doing well here. Next up will be close to the Cambodian capital. Next. As long as the bridge doesn't blow up or gets destroyed. However, I want these units to stay here to prevent any counterattacks, if there are any counterattacks. Although, it doesn't look like they have any garrisons, so I guess we could just attack right there. These units help. Now, how's the Laos front going? Or Laosian front, I should say. I think that's the correct political term. For the... I don't know. I could be wrong, I may have pronounced it wrong, but if I did, apologies. But anyway, let's get that done with. And we're kinda getting close to the capital. And I swear I had one of my spies. I don't get it. I don't get why he's still there. Oh, now he's gone. After taking the facilities there, now next up is the Cambodian capital. Get the Air Force to help. Sabotage mission successful in lab fabrication in Thailand. It's to be expected. Alright then, this front is doing well. We've taken this town. Although we do have some annoyances with the Laosian counterattacks. But I have one other objective, which is to go to war with Eastern Siberia this time. We're gonna expand even further northward this as well. And sadly for Eastern Siberia, they don't really have much of an economy, and they have not changed much other than growing their military. But that's just fine. Now it's our turn to expand. And of course have these units get over here, have the Air Force provide help, just in case. Along with these aircraft and attack choppers and all that. So now we have 3 wars, although the Cambodian one looks like it could be done rather quick. Well, not quickly, but close. As long as we have enough air power. Although most of the air power is depleted a bit. Other than an F-16 that needs to be deployed and a patrol aircraft, the rest of them just stay there, and I think I missed making that 29. Domestic prices are too high, that's understandable, so our treasury goes down. Our Navy has quite a lot to do in the Sea of Japan, and the rest of the former Korean armies deployed, and that pretty much means for us to just swarm Eastern Siberia. After all, we have a much bigger number, after all. Though I will have some deployed somewhere else, particularly, oh, I don't know. Mongolia is also looking to be a interesting target, especially if you want to border with Central Siberia. But I don't know. I guess I could do that by just deploying them all over here. Now, I do have a few forces with Taiwan's only homeland territory that they have, but I'm not going to bother with them. How's the Cambodian front? Okay, that did not go well. So I underestimated. So I heavily underestimated their power, their ability to resist. But if that's the case, time to send in the rest of the entire Air Force. Well, of this area at least. And just try and wipe them out. But I want these units to go towards the land fabrication that's over here. And now we're doing a lot of damage, but I need more armies to get over here. Okay, they're gonna deploy another garrison. There's no point. And it looks like the Cambodian forces are just going to constantly reinforce, albeit only artillery in this case. On the Laosian front, I got a few units that need to retreat, and that's to be expected since most of my units are rather outdated. A bunch of T-90s and even occasional T-80s and other units. And now do you see the Eastern Siberian front, and we're gaining territory, though not quite as fast as I would like because of supply reasons. Managed to gain this land here. I got the rest of the armies going to the Mongolian border, but I guess I could just send them up to the Eastern Siberia, primarily. Now, these units are going to be wiped out eventually, but I will have my spies leave immediately. Yep, all the spies are gone. And the Laosians deploy their remaining units. Cambodia has not fallen yet. They only have 2 units, though. But I will have the Air Force just pound the capital if they want to. Because all they have is an APC and a Towed A unit. Although I don't want the helis to be directly in the capital, though. I want them next to it, not in it. And we should take the capital very soon, unless they... Yep, we took it. And we've got about... Okay, it's 4 PM, so we got a few more in-game hours at least to take all of Cambodia. Laos, on your hand, is slightly slow. Eastern Siberia is somewhat of a nightmare for the Eastern Siberians, at least. Next, we could try and take that airfield. Warfront on the northern part of the Eastern Siberian front has slowed. And we should see Cambodia fall very soon. And it has, although... I don't know how the hell Thailand's gotten a bit of territory, but alright. But Cambodia's gone. Next up will be Laos. So that with Laos gone, in the Indochina land is going to be united under one flag. We still gotta deal with some annoyances. So once again, attack and have, well, not the units that are by Bangladesh, but have the rest of the Air Force come over here. And well, I guess I could have most, not all, but most of my armies to be deployed to the Thailand border, because that's our next objective, invading Thailand, which will not be which is not going to be quite an easy feat due to their rather large military. As you can see, they have a lot of M4s, a lot of engineers, aircraft, and a substantial navy, including 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost about 5 carriers. That's it. At least that's what I see. Okay, Laos is Cambodia is next. Vientiane in this case, as it's called. Eastern Siberian front. Slightly stalled, but that's fine. Just gotta have the rest of the army rendezvous in that area. All of you take this town. you just do whatever you want. I want all of you to retreat. You're running out of supplies too quickly. Advance. Because eventually we're going to be conquering Vladivostok. However, I don't want most of my navy to get over there. I want submarines to just scout and sink some of their Vladivostok's own submarines, such as a Akula 2 class, Akula Imperial, and the K-62 Bore class submarines. Alright. Really nothing much about Eastern Siberia at the moment. And as for Laos, their capital is still not fallen. Only one APC and 2 garrisons and a conscript. Alright. Well, time to launch an all-out air attack once more. And the conscripts are easily destroyed. The remaining 2 units are also destroyed as well, so we don't really gain much in terms of military power from Laos since it's almost completely gone. At least we're getting ready for a possible, to the near future, invasion of Thailand very soon. Come on. Alright, Laos is done for. Eastern Siberia. We're gonna conquer this small town, just hopefully deal with this airfield and then head toward Vladivostok. Although I have to wait for the submarines to get over here and sink those ships, and have the rest of the surface navy come in and just bomb Vladivostok. And Laos is gone, and Indonesia is not Indonesia, sorry. All of the Indochina land is under complete control, completely unified, quote-unquote, under Vietnam. But we're gonna be delayed when it comes to dealing with the supply chain problems. And I do not want these units directly inside Thailand. I want them to stay out. I want them to wait. And sadly, I do have units that went around for some reason. I don't know why I have these units entering Thailand. But what do you expect? And okay, some of their submarines are being sunk, although the rest of my submarines are taking more damage than they would want. Okay, this area is somewhat secure, but I'm gonna have the Air Force help out. Warfront here has slowed down. Send those air power over there. Most of my navy here isn't really gonna do much. I'm just gonna leave them alone. And I guess we might have delayed a little. Delayed long enough. First though, got to get the Air Force out, got to get some of the armies that are entering Thailand's territory for whatever reason out. And I have armies here for some reason inside Thailand up here, so I'm going to have them out. I got a few ships and units here, got units there. But, you know what, I'm not gonna wait. Let's just go to war. So with that, we're already at war with Thailand immediately. And I'm gonna have everybody get that. So I'm gonna have the rest of the army deal with, well, the much larger swarm. Try and conquer this small village, then head toward this town, and we'll have a secure area. I hope. I'm gonna leave this area alone, let the AI here do whatever they want. Small amount of air power? That's kind of to be expected. Just have them help out. And I'm not gonna remove any of these units sent out by Pakistan though. Still, Pakistan. Nah, Pakistan's just gonna be a pain in the ass. I mean, look at this. So many garrisons, so many of this. I'm not gonna bother. But the war front on Thailand's, well, not 100% great. Going well now. And we should be getting this village soon. And that village is gonna fall. I got Thailand's forces trying to counterattack on other areas. And now I'm gonna have these forces just try and take Pegu. Well, I do have a few units still in Hanoi. Okay, we're getting close to capturing Vladivostok. And should I go to war with Mongolia? Well, we're not in the UN, we have very terrible relations and blah 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 blah. That's to be expected, don't you think? Payments overdue by us, and that's pretty much England, since they really don't have much of an economy anymore. Now, we should be able to get Vladivostok very soon. Meanwhile, the war front on Thailand seems to be a mixed result. The war front here is a bit stalled. The war front here is slightly more stalled because of reinforcements not arriving quickly. War front up here, I'm not 100% sure, but I guess Thailand has somewhat the advantage. But I am seeing one of my ATs just grabbing land. Yeah, I'll just let him do whatever he wants. Now I have forces on Bangladesh though, so I could just invade them as well. At the same time, so we don't have to deal with this strange look to the map. Probably just not gonna bother yet. Try and conquer that. War front down here is not looking good. Especially with supply problems. Actually, speaking of which, yeah, I did not quite build enough supply depots here. Although I could have sworn I had one somewhere. Yeah, only one. We took their capital. Oh. Oh, Vladivostok's fallen, so the rest of Eastern Siberia is going to be under our control. But I will have the Air Force to kind of help these units here, since they're kind of trying to hold the line here. All of you get up here. Thailand has garrisons just fighting my garrisons here at Tongu. I have units here that are completely cut off. And Eastern Siberia is eliminated. Now, what's our territorial size? Well, it's even more massive now. Now, I suppose I could just go towards East Central Siberia, but I'm pretty sure by the time the end of this episode, I'm not going to be able to conquer it. And considering this is the last episode, I will extend a lot longer, since I want to see... I'm sure I may want to see how many countries I can conquer before I finally end this. And in the meantime, though, Thailand is problematic. Southern front slow, northern front somewhat slow, running out of supplies faster than we can resupply. I don't want the air units here to go up there, since it's going to be a bit of a suicide mission. But I will have the rest of the Air Force up here. Just deal with the Thailand forces there. My massive swarm army that's in central eastern Siberia right now. Have them get over here and slight lag there, and just go to war with central Siberia and maybe Mongolia, maybe. Although, why did they not activate these? I don't quite get it. Oh well. Still, conquering Mongolia, huh? Or attempt to conquer, I should say. Nah, I'm not gonna bother them. Meanwhile, the northern front is not doing well. Southern front not doing well. Front over here is slow. Although I don't know what the AI is doing. Front up here is slow, and I guess I can just go to war with Bangladesh anyway. And we got military facilities repaired. And gotta get these units down here. War front up here, I'm not gonna bother. Armies here. Actually, Bangladesh's capital is here. And there are no connecting bridges. Alright. Well, I guess I could just modify a little bit. And have the army sent out again. Have the Air Force, whatever's left, be sent out. What's their supplies? Not completely gone, but certainly not going to be refilled any quickly. Redeploy units, which will cause a bit of a lag or slight frame rate issue. War front on Bangladesh. Well, the new one I just did. Slow. That's fine. And I don't know why I bother building carriers anymore. And it looks like we finally took one town, I guess, but not this town, despite having only mortars. Oh well. Let's just move forward. Okay, Thailand's southern front seems to have stopped. Been stopped at least. War front everywhere else on the case of against eastern Siberian forces against central Siberia, I should say. That's somewhat questionable. Oh, really? They're just gonna deploy another garrison. Okay, 2 mortars left, but Thailand's tanks are just constantly reinforcing. Well, other fronts are somewhat of a mixed result. War front here has not gone well because I lost so many units. Excuse me. Bit of a throat, even with some water. Always trying to quench my thirst a little bit due to talking a little bit, even if I'm not talking a bit, and whatever. I think I may need to get these units switched over to here. Bangladesh front is somewhat mixed. I got reinforcements that are slowly moving along. Pakistan, I could just go to war anyway and just have an all-out fight. All-out war anyway. Let's see, I got RDs, I got AA supply trucks. That's not going to be enough to... That's not going to be useful at all to try and conquer Hong Kong. So I got even more RDs, more artillery. It's really not much. I have a large navy, but they have almost nothing to do other than maybe go to war with Taiwan. Okay, you know what? Screw this. We're going to war with Mongolia. I don't want air power that's over there. I want air power to get over here. I got a stream of units just heading in this direction. Though, I think I'll have these units just stay, since supply lines are rather slow. Our economy's dropped. And the conquest of Thailand is slow. And despite reinforcements, it's not going to be enough to draw off any more of their forces. Let's be finally taking this village of Tani. Well then again, not really. Actually, we still have the artillery to deal with, and a few of their regular ground forces being a nuisance. Now the Air Force is surrounded. The rest of the armies just go wherever they want. Okay, this city's almost done. This town is gonna hold out. That's to be expected. Reinforcements. These units just go do whatever they want. Please kill this engineer. All of you to kill these units. Okay, we've dealt with that. Now gather over here. And I got a single tank retreating. Again in the wrong direction. And this village is still not fallen. Great. Okay, please just get over here to my Sot. If that's how you say it. Gather there, then move up to this village, then here, then we're gonna move toward Thailand's capital, which is right in the center of cities. And my forces that invaded Cambodia are mostly wiped out. Most, not all, but not as powerful as it used to be. And this fuck. Come on, you only got one engineer here. Regional warning, I don't care. I really don't care about any warnings. Oh, fuck you, Papua New Guinea. I really don't care. I don't care if you're gonna go to war. I really don't. Besides, you're all the way over here. Even if you send your navy, I'm sure my ground force can handle it. Especially my rather large Imperial Navy anyway. And I still got spies here, and I got Australia. This time of regional warning, which I don't care as well. Entrench here. Regional warning with Uzbekistan. Next up will be this coal plants. We're gonna now move up to here. Bangladesh front. Well, the southern one's slow. Bhutan. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Okay, Bangladesh does have a rather substantial army. But I want these units to get over here, and some of the Air Force, whatever's left, sort of provide some help. Next up, this village which has nobody in it. And one of my tanks that's trapped. And constantly attacked by a commando unit. Thailand forces are retreating due to the much larger presence, I guess, of these units coming in from the west. I always seem to find myself delayed saying which direction. Just the way it is, because I always sometimes find myself mixed up about the direction of where is where. Okay, now let's check the war fronts here. Mongolia. To be honest, it's kind of to be expected to be rather slow, even more slower than anything. Central Siberian front. Okay, yeah, we have a lot of these units, but they just failed to conquer this city. City. I don't know why I'm having a hard time speaking there. Oh well. Okay, I guess. No, he's just. Oh, no new bonds. That's why. Whatever. Actually, can we make some changes? I guess we have to increase taxes, social spending, slight reduction. But war against Thailand is slow. We have a rather large swarming army here. But we need to get to the capital very soon. If we don't deal with some of the annoyances of some of Thailand's forces counterattacking or Laos trapped. So that engineer is going to be dealt with. I got garrisons and other units just moving up. I got no new armies being deployed. We have some exceptions here. But I'm having them to the front line of the northern front. And the expanding areas we're constantly trying to expand. And deal with these units. Considering my air force is getting depleted though. And let's see, looking at this height. Okay, we lost the connection there, that's fine. Bangladesh hasn't really changed. We've taken a few cities, but it's slow. It's just slow. And finding ourselves falling back. Well, considering if technically the technology level we were very advanced and maybe even have some new technologies, maybe even Metal Storm, but that's not going to be the case, as technology progression is going to be very slow, unfortunately. Right now, I'd rather just see these units take this village so we can take the airfield that's over here, not deal with any more air attacks in that area. I got more units retreating due to supply reasons rather than actual damage. Probably meet up in that village. Thailand is not doing well. Military approval, domestic, GDP, treasury, and land is shrinking faster than they could regain. And here's all the news that's been going on. Warfront in Central Siberia is slow, even with the swarm I have up there. Let's just get these units here. And let's see. Okay, this swarm needs to get over here. Got these units just sitting around. And Thailand is counterattacking. Domestic prices are too high, I know. Let's just get over here. And please take that airfield. But we are getting close to rendezvousing. Have these units rendezvous with the forces on the south. All we need to do is just perhaps scatter this village, then take this town, and then we should be fine. Whether or not Thailand will fall anytime soon, that's a different question. However, I am going to need a lot of aircraft to deal with this airfield, because they're just constantly constantly hurting these units a lot. Damage-wise, and right now supply-wise. Even though our stock is rather small though. That's kind of expected. No matter what in this situation is, we're not doing enough damage, we're not really advanced technologically wise. We just don't have the tech. We just don't have the necessary technologies for better damage. I mean, we managed to research nuclear weapons eventually, but high-yield nuclear warheads and a nuclear bomb, not really. And considering I do want this to become the last, even if there's wars going on, I'm not gonna bother. I really want to just go out with a bang, even if we're not gonna fully conquer Thailand. At least I guess you could say I'm a bit satisfied. So with that, just continue on. We cannot buy any more bonds anymore though. But let's see. Gotta take this town, so we don't have to deal with their forces constantly counterattacking from here. And the Air Force. And okay. Units that were deployed here are wiped out. I guess I should deploy even more of the air, some of the air power at least to deal with that. When I got units scattered, I have more air power here than ground. So nothing I can do about that. I have more ground units. They need to be deployed here. And it looks like the majority of their Thailand's air force is somewhat shut down. Not all of it though. I will have some of these A units get closer, just to try and shoot down any of their aircraft that are just constantly harassing. And now we're gonna move these forces of Bangladesh toward this city next. War fronts up here are slow. Southern front is not making progress. Now I'm going to the Air Force deal with this town. War front up here is mixed. Now I have forces here by the only land that the Taiwanese have. And not a whole lot of forces by Hong Kong, but technically since they don't really have an army, I mean they have pretty large garrisons, but army, not really. They don't really have much of an army anyway. I got forces here that are just sitting around. I could just pull them back from Tibet. It's a bit of a risk, but it's best just to have them deployed somewhere else. And also have units capture points. Well, strategic positions as best as they can before we slowly make our way towards Thailand. But we still have the remaining remnants that are still here. And units that are still surrounded. Got more garrisons coming up. They're rather slow. Need to get more of the air power over here. Military fabrication, land fabrication up here that was under Laos's control. Warfront in Mongolia is slow, and partisan units. Yeah. That's gonna be annoying. My swarm over here hasn't really done much, since they're going to be running out of supplies quickly and are going to be slow. Really slow. And why is everything frozen for a bit? I don't know. And we have Thailand constantly bringing their tanks in a different direction. And we finally took that town, but we got partisans over here. We gotta get to this. Whatever air power I have is severely depleted, though. I have to send them out to their deaths, unfortunately. Bangladesh front is not doing well. So just stay there, do nothing. And I'm still tempting to just outright declare war on Pakistan. That's a bit of a waste. And we still got remnants here. You gotta be kidding me. At least they're all dead. Now I'll move over to this town, and I don't think we're gonna be reaching the capital and conquering this area, but at least we sort of united this whole land. And I still got a barracks, and I got no choice but to reduce and maximize taxes, reduce social spending, no buying of bonds anymore, and we can't make any trade anymore. Speaking of which, what's their supplies? Almost gone. But dealing with annoyances of the Thailand forces that are just counterattacking here and holding out near their capital. Actually, yeah, I got spies here, so yeah, no, I don't want spies here anymore. Right in Malaysia, I'll let them do what they want there. A ranger? No, they're tough. I'll have to say that. But it's not going to be enough unless the rest of the army gets here and takes it. And let's see, move up again. And we're really getting annoying problems here. Everybody moves so slow now. And another tank. Please, Air Force, destroy him. Thank you. And help out everybody else to slowly make our way toward Thailand's capital. I don't want, although now I think I don't want social spend to go all the way to 0 or close. But not too low either. Now where's Thailand's capital again? All the way up here with all these cities and full garrisons everywhere. With extra to spare. Well, with that, once again, let's see, military supplies is almost gone. And I once had a large army here, but they're constantly getting destructed, they're constantly getting destroyed every time, and I have more artillery just coming in, which is not going to be enough. Gotta get the arty over there. I have armies over here that need to get deployed now. And these garrisons are not dying. Not quickly enough, I should say. And Marines? Okay, so Thailand's own Marine Corps is deployed. And my Air Force is getting shot down. After all, these Stingers are no joke. And it probably would have been nice if I had deployed more of my armies down there, but it's going to be slow. Really slow to expand. And it seems like we got a few remnant forces here. I'm going to let the AI do whatever they want. But now it's time to bring in the majority Air Force that's up here down to the main front against Thailand. Okay, Marines are gone. The remaining 2 garrisons are about to be dead. Now we can finally take this. But yeah, I don't think we can. I don't think we can conquer Thailand. Broken treaty, yada yada yada. Take no retaliation. Retaliate. Military buildup, I don't care. And of course we have, oh yeah, because I still have the incursion on. But so what? So what? I'll just let my navy do whatever they want, including the forces that are over here. Just expand a little bit. My navy sent out. I have some armies that are over here, if I recall. Yes, I forgot about that. Some of my ships are retreating. Most of my other ships are not sinking the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force. That much, or just the Japanese Navy. I'm gonna say, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 enemies, but there's really no point of trying to conquer Japan. Rather be focusing on a land campaign on the main 4 enemies at least, and broken treaty with Western Urals? That's fine. Really don't care about them. And I got armies everywhere, and broken treaty again with Afghanistan this time. But it doesn't look like we're going to be able to conquer Thailand. I don't know how many times I said that, but it's just the way it looks. And declared war by Georgia? The Georgia Republic, I should say. But that's fine. England, it's to be expected since they really have no money whatsoever. No longer receiving from... Why should I ask for this anymore? Sadly, I cannot select that and just break it, but, you know. Oh well. Broken treaty again with Kazakhstan and East Timor. Don't care. Regional warning by Papua New Guinea. Again. Constantly getting that message. And Thailand is rather strong. Intelligence report, not intelligent. That's to be expected. And Western Siberia, Turkmenistan. Yeah, we're not gonna conquer Thailand, and certainly not Bangladesh. After all, I'm close to running out of time right now. The amount of time I want to do. Broken treaty with who this time? Uzbekistan. Whatever. Regional warning. Regional warning. And majority of my armies are retreating. Oh well. Have to get down there. This front is completely wiped out because of the damn Thailand's Air Force. Send the armies out again, but pretty much no point. And Japan's Air Force is bombing my territories, along with Busan under attack. And that's a lot of missiles they're firing. Broken treaty with Indonesia, I don't care. Oh yeah, I forgot to get these units off, but I was a bit too lazy. But yeah. August 22nd, payments overdue to us. Why are we still trading with England? I don't know. But yeah. And pretty much reached my limit right now. So I hope you enjoyed this. Even though we're at war, I'm not gonna bother anymore. This is the last episode, but at least we got some satisfaction of conquering Eastern Siberia and Laos and Cambodia. Uniting the Indochina region is at least the main objective. In the rest of Southeast Asia, nah, really no point. But I hope you enjoyed this and hope to see you in another LP. So until then, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you next time.